back to my channel. I am Ursula Thomas, and of course you know, over here is where we get fit, live well, and do it stylish, because style don't end with age, and neither does fitness. So welcome back, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is actually my first episode of my series Fit Over Fitness. So we're gonna jump right into it. One of the reasons that I decided to actually incorporate this series on my channel is because I feel like if I was going through some of these things at my age, maybe some of you guys are too, and maybe we can be a help to one another. So first, let me just say this. It is raining outside. It's cloudy, so you know that's why you're getting a little like the little shadow, my shadow in the back, because even though it's not night, it is kind of cloudy. So with that being said, we're gonna jump right into it. So guys, I can actually say that at my heaviest I was about 280. No, I was about 298, and that was on a good day. Girl, on a bad day, it was probably like 305, 306. I ain't want to know. I ain't step on no scale. I didn't want to know. So anyway, so now I'm only 5'1". So imagine it's like a little compact Toyota. That's like my legs are short, my torso is short, so I'm just like compact. So I can actually say around about 2016, 2017, I just wanted to do something about myself. I started feeling uncomfortable. Now, even though my youngest daughter on a continual basis was always saying something to me about, Mama, let's go walk, and Mama, go this, but that was going in one ear, not the other. Now, let me clarify this. I hadn't always been that size. I was never skinny, but I was never big. So after I had my first daughter, and I dropped that weight. Once I had my second daughter, it was like, girl, I ain't care. I hate two babies. So that's really when the weight just started gradually increasing. Now, I can say this. Once my youngest daughter was about 5 or 6, I did make a decision back then, and I dropped about 80 pounds. But right around that time, my husband and myself had to move them babies, and situations like that happened. Trying to find somewhere to stay, deciding we were going to move to Memphis, trying to find a place in Memphis, trying to haul 2 kids. So with all of that, you know, stress and all this stuff, so weight did eventually come back. So right about 2016, 2017, it's kind of like when I made a decision, you know, I was like, you know what? Just on a whim, I was like, I'm going to just talk to somebody. Now, this is the funny thing. Actually, 2 years before then, I had actually contacted a weight counselor. And she teased me until the place closed down. So that's why I'm not even going to mention it, because it's shut down, it's closed. She's no longer, it's over. But I actually didn't go see her till 2 years later. So around about 2016, 2017, I decided to go sit down and talk to her. So when I went to sit down and talk to her, that made me examine, you know, my eating habits and examine what was I really doing to myself. So once I went and I sat and talked to her, and we went over kind of some of my diet, my eating habits, I then began to change a lot of stuff what I was eating. I went from fried foods to baked. I went from regular chips, like if I wanted chips, to protein chips, and then I incorporated protein drinks, which some I had never did. I incorporated fruit, even though I love fruit, I just wasn't eating it. So unless it was a fruit pie or something like that. So then I began to eat more apples. I ate more grapes. Apples and grapes were my main two. Now, I didn't do too many grapes. Apples was my main one. But I incorporated blueberry, apples, grapes. And then I began to incorporate more vegetables, which some I was not doing. So I began to eat more spinach and kale. Those were my 2 go-tos. Spinach, kale. And I learned from my daughter, I learned how to make some kale chips out of spinach, kale, carrots. I would just snack on carrots. I'm not a big celery, I'm not a big cucumber, but I would eat it. So then I, you know, incorporate a vitamin. I wasn't taking no vitamin. So I started taking like vitamin D, which they had always told me when I had my blood work done that my vitamin D was low. So I started to take vitamin D, and I also started to take like a multivitamin. Everything was going well. I joined the gym for the first time. I actually joined Planet Fitness, and everything was going well. I saw changes in my body, my endurance, my strength. Everything just was going well. I lost about 130 plus pounds. Now, the reason I said 30 plus is because it would fluctuate. Sometime it would be 140, sometimes it would be 150, then it come back to 135, then come back to it will fluctuate. Because you know that's just how it is. Now, I was so excited. I was feeling good. I was feeling motivated. We was going to the gym, and sometimes I was actually going like around 6 or 7 times a week. So sometimes I would go 7 straight, and then I began to cut back to 5, then to 6, cut back to 6, then to 5. But anyway, girl, I was going to the gym. First time ever. All of a sudden, it turned disastrous from that point. Roundabout, y'all, I said the pandemic, roundabout March 2020 until December 2020, I started noticing changes. Now, let me just put this out here. I didn't know anything about menopause. I'm just going to be honest. All I had ever heard about menopause was you get hot flashes and your period stops. Your cycle ends. That's all I heard. So I didn't know nothing about mood swings, being moody. I didn't know anything about any of that. So the pandemic hit and the gym shut down. And I noticed I started getting like agitated, irritated, frustrated. And I noticed, well, you can go out and walk, you can this, you can that. But that just wasn't doing it for me. You know, I wasn't being creative in my creative mindset to say, you know what, I'm just get in the gym. Now, let me be honest, I did go to, my daughter had a friend at that time. She had like a little gym in her garage. And I did go there, come down, but I didn't, I went there one time. Yeah, one time with my daughter. And we worked at it, but it just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. So I noticed I started changing. And I noticed I started just feeling defeated, feeling overwhelmed, not liking my body anymore because I felt like I was mad at myself, angry at myself. I felt like I had put all that work in, and now I felt like it was just, you know, backtracking on me. So that really upset me. Now, I was doing the same things, but I wasn't getting the same result. I was still going to the, well, I wasn't going to the gym, but I was still eating normally what I eat, my fruits, my vegetables, drinking my water, and all of these things, but nothing different was, I was steady gaining weight. And so that was really angering me because I didn't understand if I'm doing the same thing, I'm eating the same way, I'm switching up stuff, but I'm still eating about the same calorie deficit. Why am I gaining weight? I didn't understand that menopause plays an important role in all of that. I didn't understand. I didn't understand none of that. So I just kept pushing myself even harder, but I wasn't getting any results. So gradually I started seeing my body like I wasn't feeling as motivated. I started just like, I would say like pulling back. I started just not feeling as good mentally, and I didn't understand. And I can share this. I remember when the first time my cycle went off. And so the first time my cycle went off, I was like, I'm sorry, I gotta scoot back. First time my cycle went off, I was feeling really sad because I felt like this was the end of a life and a beginning of a new life. But I was looking at it in a negative way. So I can honestly say I talked to God about it. I was like, just like gray hair. Now this ain't mine. I throw this on, I know I can take it off. But you know, I was like, I'm not ready for that transition yet, so to speak. And I would say the next month after that, my cycle came on for 4 more months straight. And it's like God was giving me, and I'm saying this for me. You can say what y'all want to say, I'm talking about me. I feel like God was giving me a chance to ease into it. So when my cycle did go off for good, I felt good. I didn't feel like I did at first. I feel like, okay, I'm ready. Let's get it. So like I said, I gradually start gaining weight back, and I can honestly say right now, at this point, I gained about 70 plus of all that weight about back. So now, this time around, that's what brings us here. So now this time around, I want to do it totally different. My goals this time is number one, to be kind to myself. That's first thing first. To be kind to myself, to build my strength up with strength training. I want to make sure every time I go to the gym, I do some form of strength training. Lifting weights, doing certain movements to build up my muscle. I also, this time around, I want to build back up my endurance to, number one, gain strength in my legs, because I unknowingly I lost strength in my legs. Avoid surgery. That's number one. By building up all the muscles around my knees and my joints. I have increased my supplements. And I will get into that also in the next video. But I take, what is it? Glycemine. I think it's MCM. I take cod liver oil, I take turmeric, I take flaxseed, chia seed, and magnesium, and a few more we'll get into. So I definitely increase my intake. Now, with all that being said, I do have days. That's why this time I want to be kind to myself. The focus is not just to lose weight. The focus this time around is to be healthy. And the benefits of being healthy on the inside out is, I'm sure you're going to shed some pounds. So I'm not overthinking it, and I'm not over rushing myself. Now, that can be good and bad for me, because I'm a person that has to be and love to be held accountable. So I look at it this time around. Like I said, number one is to be kind to myself. Number two, to stay on my goals, to say focus. Now, if I fall off, this is the key. I get back on. I might, and this time around, I'm not gonna lie, I have fell off severally. Like as right now, at this moment, I haven't been to the gym in 9 days. But it's some other things that has transpired with having to go out of town, with having to get some things corrected with my gym, just other things that has, which, I do have a gym here, but it's other thing that has transpired that I, haven't actually been going. But my key, my focus, and my goal is to stay consistent. If I fall off a week, then next week I'm gonna get back on. If I fall off 2 weeks, my eating habits for the last, since Thanksgiving, has been shot. But I know this, and I've given myself grace. Okay, Ursula, time to get back on. Don't go too far out there. It's time to get back on. So I thought maybe my story, would be helpful to some of y'all. Let me know in the comment, is this a series that you are looking forward to? Tell me some of your stories in the comments. Also, in my next Fit Over Fitness, I'm probably going to take you guys to the gym with me. We probably go to the gym. I'll show you some of my exercise. I would definitely show you all of the supplements that I'm taking as of right now. And we might, I'm not sure, but we might talk about some workout attire that I will be using. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Fit Over Fitness. Make sure you share this with somebody that you think it'll be beneficial to, especially about, menopause. Girl, Honey, Menna and the Pauls, my light just went out, y'all. Menna and the Pauls, them sisters, them twins, the Menna, they not identical, they fraternal. Menna is the boy, Pauls is the girl. Menna and Pauls, them twins something else. They something else, baby. And they try to attack you, they try to gang up on you, girl. Whew. So I hope this was helpful. Remember, baby, age don't have nothing to do with fitness. You got 80, 90, 100-year-olds still in that gym working out. And I plan on being one of them. Because God said he gives me long life. A long, satisfying life. And that's something we all can have. And you have to fight for it. Because the enemy wants to put all kind of things on you. All kind of sickness. All kind of diseases. You know, all kind of ailments. And we're supposed to just accept them. But God, in my belief, and I'm not here to challenge anybody's belief. I'm telling you my belief. If God said he came to give me a long, satisfying life, then that means he came to give me a life of fullness, a life of mobility, a life that satisfies me at an old age. Because if he didn't want me healed, he would have never went through the Bible. He would never went through the whole New Testament of just healing, delivering, and setting free. So keep that in mind. Let me know what you think. Please share this with a loved one. And I love you guys. Remember, we are the solution to somebody's problem. Bye.